students in total would you say came out?
Well, for what I saw around the school, around 50 or more.
About
Around
50.
there.
Great, great. And how about over at South?
Well, the South, we mainly stayed in the main area. We cleaned up all of the trash in the quad area and scraped up gum. And we had a homecoming game the night before, so there was more trash to pick up on the field. So we had to go to the field as well.
Better questions, did you win the homecoming game?
Of course.
Okay, I
Of course.
just want to make sure that, how many people did you guys have out?
We had a big turnout. We had over 100 people there to clean.
And just
from
regular
clubs.
students or who?
Yeah,
who was
a couple regular students just came to clean, and then we had clubs and sports athletes came.
Great, great, great. So what were they thinking? I mean, when you talk about the idea of this cleanup was to have people simultaneously taking a piece of what is important to them, and hopefully your school is important to you, but your community is important to you, and sort of setting the stage as role models to say, hey, look, if we start cleaning up now, then hopefully others will continue to pick up that piece of paper or that cup, and we'll have a cleaner community as a whole. But is that what you guys were thinking about, or did somebody say, hey, look, let's go out here and have some fun, we'll eat pizza later, or did they understand what the big picture was?
Well, I think we were trying to give the impression that we're trying to keep the campus clean and spread the clean feeling around the community as well. And so we were just basically clean, and we've kept the school clean pretty good over the past couple of days. So we're doing
good. Over the past couple of days. That must be a major accomplishment. And was your project on the campus or around the campus? What are they thinking about?
It was both.
Okay.
We cleaned around. There was a couple of people that stayed in the campus, cleaning all around, and there was another group with another instructor going around the school by the houses and parks that are around north, like Coronado and another park. We also cleaned there.
Wow,
So
fantastic.
we went around the whole
So
school.
when everybody was getting set up to do this, what were the messages and what were people saying about the project?
Well, like he said, we're trying to spread the cleanliness mood around, and because most people, they just think, well, there's people that do this for a job, we pay them, and it's not true. If that were true, then our whole community would be clean. But we have to do our job. We have to do our fair share of it. So we were trying to clean the campus and around it so everybody else could see how nice it looks, and maybe them try themselves to keep it clean as well.
Fantastic. And what did the young people at your school, were all of the parents and teachers invited to participate as well?
Yes.
And did they come out and help do some of the work?
Yes.
Now, did it ever, because one of the things that I can remember a cleanup that we did a couple of years ago where we had worked all day and everybody was tired, and we had lifted stuff out of canals and just all over the place, and a fire truck came by with water for us, and one of the young men from the school got his little paper cup, drank his water, balled it up, and threw it back in the ditch that we had just cleaned out. And of course, I held him upside down and lifted him in there so he could pick it up. But sometimes you do it because somebody asks you to do it, and sometimes you do it because you want people to change the way they behave. And so do you think the students who helped, if I gave you a Burger King, Whopper, and a soda, would you make sure you found a trash can before you before you dropped it on the ground?
Yes.
Great, great. Well, that's all you can hope to have happen. And, you know, and certainly as I look at North and South Mountain, I had brothers who went to South Mountain, a daughter who went to North, and friends from both of those schools, and they both are in District 8. And so, you know, the hope is that when you go to college and when you go on to additional grades, that there'll be a message there. And how do you leave that message for the people who follow you? How does an event like this turn into a behavior that everybody can appreciate? What do you think? How do we do that?
Well, there's many ways,
Okay.
but in our school, basically, we just want to leave a message by, because like I told you, planted trees and stuff, people will see the trees grow, and they'll be one way, well, they did this and did that, and maybe they'll try to plant more trees or just clean more or keep the area beautiful, you know, like you beautify the community, like you said. So maybe they'll do that.
So there were
Let's do it.
juniors and sophomore and freshmen
Freshmen, all of
participating as
them,
well.
yes.
Good, good,
And
good.
some of them brought their sisters and stuff. Maybe they were in school already, but in high school already, but maybe they were.
Okay,
Junior high.
so are you prepared now to say, don't throw that on the ground, pick that up, put it in the trash can?
Oh, I do that all the time.
All the time,
Yes.
good. That's what I want to do. and what about at South? I've been on both campuses. I've been on South a lot of times, and it's a big campus. You got a lot of little nooks and crannies. The wind blows trash just like it does everywhere else. Do people feel a sense of ownership of the campus? And if it looks good, it's their good feeling as well?
Yeah, because like from last year, campus was pretty dirty and it mainly stayed that way for a while. And then now this year, we're starting to get more aware of the trash on the ground, and people are starting to just walk by and pick it up and not just pass by it anymore. So
that's
these
excellent.
cleanup-itis is pretty contagious at our school.
Well, I like that, cleanup-itis, because if we can get people in their schools to clean up, then hopefully in their communities, they'll clean up as well, because we do neighborhood cleanups, and on a yearly basis, we pick up around 700,000 pounds of trash each year. But the bad part about it is that while you guys are working hard, we've got to get our neighbors and adults and others to make sure that they don't litter our community as well. And so I'm hoping that you guys are comfortable with the fact that you're role models, and that all of you who have participated are sending a message by your actions, and that's an important action. And I'm just going to ask you very quickly, if you were going to send a message out to young people who might be watching the show, what would you say to them about being responsible for how your community looks?
Well, the message, I'd have to say, keep your community clean. Because
Okay.
for a clean community is a happy community.
He didn't write that down either, folks. And how would you put it?
Well, can't compete with that.
Yes, you can. Trust me.
I don't know. There's so many ways you can send a message.
But you're talking to some folk who might be sitting around not thinking about it. What can you do to put it back on their minds? What would you say?
Wow. You put me on the spot.
All right, well, let me go to Ronnie, because I know Ronnie's got the answer.
We can have a good and clean environment.
We can have a good and clean environment if they participate, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Last chance.
Okay. I don't know, if you want to have a nice place to live in, then I guess clean after yourselves.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the future of our society sitting before you, and they have made it a point to recognize the importance of participating. All of the young people and all of the volunteers, I want to say thank you. This was a special event, and I will cherish the memory of all that took place that day. Next, we'll discuss how Phoenix will use a